Welcome back to the Boys and Ball Pod. We're on rivalry week for college football. If you like what you hear, leave a like, hit the subscribe button. Let's go. So, all top four teams really struggled this week. Georgia had a rough game against Kentucky. This is a Kentucky team that's really struggled, and they held Georgia to 16 points for the game. I mean, Georgia held Kentucky to 6, but that's way too close for Georgia. Luckily for them, they got Georgia Tech this week. They're going to stomp on Georgia Tech.
Yeah, this is just like a tune-up game before they go into the championship week. So, it's just, doing what they have to do. Nothing crazy.
I think it should be a pretty easy win for Georgia over Georgia Tech, even though I really, really, really want to see Georgia Tech going out here, but there's just no way it's going to happen against the Dogs.
I don't know, man. I've seen crazier things happen.
I miss those old Georgia Tech offenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, but it's a different Georgia
today,
Tech.
man.
I mean, Georgia Tech just got a win against North Carolina, but the difference between North Carolina and Georgia is a massive difference. Georgia by 21 here.
Is that official?
That's the bet. But we're gonna jump right into more bold takes. Number 2, Ohio State, 17-point dub against Michigan.
Oh.
Oh, no, sir.
That team up north,
No, sir.
gonna get clapped. Revenge from last year. We don't lose to Michigan. That team up north 2 years in a row. No, they're traveling to the shoe. It's over.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a close game. I definitely think, I think Ohio State's got the touchdown, got a touchdown lead on the win, but I don't know about 17 points.
17.
So that's a bold and wild statement.
I've got an even more bold take. I'll take him by 21.
Oh my God. And here comes.
I like that. 42-21. 42-21. Let's go.
42-21. Gonna mark off all those M's on campus.
Mark them all off. It's that team up north this week, Bruce.
Man.
It's that team up north.
We know what it is, JT. Let's go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Michigan going down. That team up north. Who knows about Blake Corum? Is he gonna play? Doesn't matter. Even if he plays, Ohio State's defense is playing lights out. Michigan can't pass the ball. All we're gonna have to do is load the box. Blake Corum's gonna get nullified if he even plays. Ohio State by 1 million.
Nah. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to our fans here. Michigan's going to get the easy dubs here because y'all secondary is bad. They might not have a good passing game, but you couldn't stop Sean Clifford. Sean Clifford is GOAT, boy.
Sean Clifford is better than J.J. McCarthy.
I don't know. I think that matchup would beg to differ. I'm pretty sure Penn State got blown out. You didn't blow out Penn State.
I mean,
I'm telling you.
didn't we?
It's going to be an unstoppable object versus an immovable object. My bad, unstoppable force. And at the end of the day, you're going to stop the run probably, limit them like 80, 90 yards. But JJ McCarthy's going to have a casual 300 passing yards, four passing touchdowns, and 2 picks. All right. Those 2 picks aren't going to matter though because they're going to be garbage time, and they're going to win a cool 21-10.
Okay, so he's going to throw 2 picks in garbage time when they're up 2 scores and only running the ball? This is a wild take.
This is a wild take.
They're going to win 28-17. Real take there.
So also, let's put this out there.
You're going to get some points there, but you don't have a run game right now. Your running backs are broken.
Our running backs are hurt right now, but Dallin Hayden, the freshman, balling. We got depth.
We'll see. We'll see when you play a good defense.
CJ Stroud for Heisman. CJ Stroud for Heisman.
CJ Stroud
He's
for
overrated.
Heisman.
Nah. It's not CJ Stroud. It's not Bryce Young. It's not Blake Corum. It's Drake May, baby. Drake May all day.
I'm just
They
saying.
just lost to Georgia Tech.
Bro, it don't matter. Y'all are about to lose to Michigan.
I'm just saying right now, CJ Stroud is in the lead with minus 150.
I mean, the lead because he plays for Ohio State.
Best team.
Hendon Hooker had the lead for half the year.
Yeah, but he tore his ACL, so he's definitely not going to win it now.
Well, he also, the past 2 weeks, hasn't had the lead.
Yeah.
Before
Stroud.
that.
I think Caleb Williams is in second place with plus 130, and then I think it's Blake Corum at plus 1,000. So it starts going
Blake
downhill.
Corum won't win it.
Yeah.
Awful
You need
takes.
Yeah, no, you need like a 2,000-yard season like Derrick Henry did at college to even come close to even being considered to winning it. It's a quarterback award, even though they won't admit it.
Yeah, it seems
I
like
mean,
that.
it is. I mean, you've seen like Devontae Smith won it.
I mean, that's different. He had a crazy year.
Yeah,
What was
you
it, like 1,800 receiving yards?
yeah, you really have to
Something
go
like
above.
that.
And
Yeah,
be-
he went nuts.
You have to go
Yeah.
above and beyond as a skill position to win it. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, going into this Ohio State versus the team up north, both teams struggled last week. Michigan
Yeah.
pulled out
That's fair.
a bad win against an Illinois team where JJ McCarthy couldn't hit a wide open receiver for the easiest touchdown I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hey, goats have a bad game sometime. You know?
God, we're doing this still. Okay.
This is
Uh,
where
We're
we're at.
doing this is the theme.
Okay.
Just gonna
Oh.
Ohio State all day.
Okay. And then Ohio State gave up a decent number of points to Maryland, but in the end, defense gets a stop when they need it.
Wait. Can we just hold on? Can we just
Yeah,
interject?
can we interject real quick?
Oh, Ohio State. This is a bye week by GT and Bruce, or just Bruce. I mean,
I did not say it was a bye week.
Uh,
We always play close games at Maryland.
well,
It
we're
always
interjecting it
happens.
right here.
I'm just saying, like, Penn State won 30-zip against Maryland. So, like,
The last
clearly
time
we're
we
the
played
better
Maryland
team.
at Maryland, Dwayne Haskins was quarterback, and we won 52-51. Okay, so
But that's Dwayne
we-
Haskins. Rest in peace.
when,
That's not him.
RAP to the man, the myth, the legend. But when we go to Maryland, it's high scoring games, and we don't blow them out. When we play Maryland at home, we blow Maryland out.
But Maryland's a bad school. You should just wipe the floor with them every time.
I mean, a win's a win.
True.
Oh, you're right. A win is a win, but not in college.
Yeah.
Scraping out a small victory over a bad team hurts you. And you can't even say it doesn't because we talk shit on teams for Georgia barely beating Kentucky, TCU barely beaten. Off the top of my head, I forget.
Baylor.
Baylor,
by 1
yes,
Yeah.
by 1 point.
But that's
Okay,
a rivalry game.
Yeah. So okay, wait. So you got Michigan losing big to Ohio State. What craziness has to happen for Michigan to slide back into number 4? Because they're going to drop the 5 after this.
So,
The CFP, they hate.
in
They
my
hate
opinion,
Big Ten.
LSU has to lose, USC has to lose, and that probably gives them a chance. They get in over Clemson.
You still think they get in over Clemson?
They get in over Clemson
But even
because
though
Clemson's losing to South Carolina this week.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot.
South Carolina, Spencer Rattler finally looked like the 5-star he was supposed to be last week. He's
He
gonna go back-to-back performances. Spencer Rattler for Heisman.
No,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Making a
No.
latest. Okay. Remember, he just said like 5 minutes ago that he thought CJ Stroud for Heisman.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Alex
CJ
Spencer-
Stroud for Heisman. My bad.
No, it's Spencer Rattler for Heisman now.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're
Bro.
putting over JT's head all day. Just Spencer Rattler for Heisman now.
Clip it.
No,
Got him.
but seriously,
Anyone.
South Carolina over Clemson. I'm taking that bet.
No, I can't.
Clemson's not good this year.
Now there's South Carolina. And I don't say, well, they just beat Tennessee. Bro, I could score 7 touchdowns on Tennessee's defense. Okay. It's not good. Georgia doesn't have a good offense. I've been talking about it all year. I'm sure you guys have. Georgia does not score points. They stop people from scoring points. They win gritty games like 16-6, like they just against Kentucky. If they can put up a crap load of points on Tennessee, anyone can.
I mean,
Especially when they're hurt.
I don't know if 27 is a crap load of points on Tennessee, but
For a Georgia offense, that's a lot.
I mean, they put up like 42 multiple times. It's 45, 42.
FCS schools don't count.
55. Auburn, Florida,
Auburn is an FCS school this year, confirmed. Penn State blew them out.
Mississippi State,
Oh.
South Carolina. They put up 48. I'm just saying these are Oregon. They
Nah.
put up 49. These are just some of those
Nah.
CFB teams that.
I'm going to pretend those games didn't happen.
Oh, they didn't happen. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
he's
That
denying.
makes more sense where this is coming from.
He's denying facts now.
But
I
yeah,
have to.
the big game this week, one of the bigger games this week, is going to be TCU. Do they have a slip-up game against Iowa State? Iowa State's always that team that can play anybody close.
I I'll be honest with you. I'll make
Right.
the take here. I think TCU is going to go in there and give them that work.
I agree with you. I think TCU is going to win this one by 24.
I love TCU.
TCU is going to go in there. They're going to grab their lunch pails. They're going to play a full 60 minutes of football. They're going to get it done.
Yeah. I love Max Duggan this year. They're playing really good. They're able to drive back and win that Baylor game. After they looked like it was going to be a wrap for the TCU season, but they came back. Drove down, got the game-winning field goal.
I mean, yeah. Speaking of that, the game-winning field goal when they don't call a timeout, they don't have a timeout, and they just run everybody onto the field.
Yeah.
Like, the perfect play calling with the exact amount of time left needed to be able to get their special teams on and kick that field goal.
Yeah, that was good. Good.
Yeah.
win.
But that's what you like
Sure.
to see. You like to see that, finesse, that precision from the team. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that means they're going to win a championship, but I definitely think that's a good promise for the first round for them.
I don't know. I don't know if TCU wins if they make the playoff.
Yeah.
They're going to have a
be
bad matchup. They're either
it's gonna
playing Ohio State or they're playing Georgia. Because we all know Ohio State's beating that team up north. So 1 and 2 is already set. We're here.
Yeah.
TCU is going to move to 3. They're going to play against Ohio State, and they're going to lose.
Well, I actually heard the script that Ohio State's dropping to 4. TCU's jumping to 2. Just doing crazy wild stuff. You have to play
Is that
Georgia
what's going to
first.
happen?
You have to play Georgia first round.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we have an elite conference championship matchup lined up. We're going to play Iowa again.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna hold them to 100 yards passing again, and we're gonna win by 37. Like, we're gonna put up 50 on their ass again.
I hope that Iowa beats you. I
really do too.
That'd be
Where's it at?
That's
Well, that would be in
at?
Indianapolis.
oh yeah, it's Big Ten championship.
Shit.
Jesse, you should know that. You've been there.
How many of those have you had today?
Twice. This is my first one. Bro.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I've been to Indy twice. I went to that Penn State one that we won against Wisconsin. It was a great game. I just completely forgot that was a conference game for like 2 seconds. I zoned out. I was listening but not listening. It's like, yeah, Ohio State, Iowa. I hope they win. I hope they pull a repeat of what was it? 2018, 2019, something like that, or they just beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, but that was during the regular season. What happens when Ohio State plays Big Ten West teams in the conference championship?
Stay with me. They get clapped.
It's not close. They get absolutely blown out, and it's not even funny.
Big Ten West is the best division in all of college sports.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, well, we're just going to move on because that's just wildly stupid. The number 5 team, Tennessee, gets absolutely clapped by South Carolina. I mean, South Carolina dropped 63 on them. And I mean, yeah, Hendon Hooker tore his ACL, but he didn't tear his ACL till the end of the game. So Tennessee just got clapped.
I don't know what to say. The receivers were covered. The defense was awful.
The Tennessee was fake.
Yeah.
The SEC's overrated.
Facts. We definitely
SEC bias is true.
We definitely all agree on that. But I actually think that the Gamecocks are just one of those teams that just come out and deliver an absolute strike to anyone in that conference at any given time.
No.
Yeah.
They're like Ohio State,
they
bro.
are a team that loses to every good team in the SEC.
Yes.
And this just proved the Tennessee hype was overrated because Alabama is not the same Alabama this year. LSU is, they have 2 losses. Like, you got blown out by a Tennessee team that just gave up 63 to South Carolina. Like,
8, I think.
68?
Yeah, I think it was 68.
Well, either way, there's no reason to give up that many points. Like, that's insane. They went 5 for 5 in the first half, five offensive possessions, 5 touchdowns. Like, how do you give up a 100% touchdown rate in the first half?
It was 63.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I thought it was a little bit higher.
68 is a wild number for a football game to be.
I mean, anything's possible on any given Saturday.
This is true.
True. And that's why
I don't know.
number 5, LSU will lose to Georgia in the conference championship game, and it won't be close.
Facts. They're not real.
But
they're
they're
still-
going to squeak by. They're going to squeak by to the conference championship game because, I mean, they're playing Texas A&M. Texas A&M is not going to beat LSU. Texas A&M is trash.
They're bad this year. Really
I'm pretty
bad.
sure it's already set. I don't.
Oh,
I
it
think they
is.
could
No.
lose and still make it. Yeah.
Oh, they can. Yeah. But
So
they're not
it's-
going to. They're not going to slip up to Texas A&M this week and have 3 losses.
I
Yeah.
mean, man, Texas A&M. They play anyone close in the SEC.
No, they quite literally do not.
Not this year.
They
Not this
can.
year.
What do you mean? I swear they were almost about to beat Alabama this year at one point.
Yeah, they were. They lost by 4, but
Yeah.
they,
But we've already talked.
they
about
also
this.
got blown out by Mississippi State. So
That's different.
Oh, so you're saying Mississippi State's better than?
I'm not
Bama.
saying
that,
every single
that
team.
Mike Leach offense is elite.
They can play up to their competition. They do it almost every year.
Yeah, they have 1 or 2 like really crazy games, but I just don't think that this Aggies team is some of the Aggie teams we've seen in the past.
They're
You're
1
right,
and
you're right.
6. They're 1 and 6 in their last 7 games,
True.
and their
But
only
It's a
win is
fluke.
against UMass.
wouldn't it be
fluke.
great to have a repeat of that 7 overtime game they had a few years ago?
That would be
That'd be lit.
fun, but also it's not going to happen.
Okay, I'll keep the receipts. Don't worry.
Keep the receipts. Not going to happen. Jimbo Fisher's trash. Get him out.
Oh,
No,
you're
I can
calling.
agree with
He's
that.
calling for his job already. Dang.
Get him out. Get him out. I mean, how do you have one of the better recruiting classes in college football, and then your team come out and go 4 and 7?
Bad
I-
coaching.
I
All
can't.
day.
That's-
I
that's
can't help you
coaching.
there.
You can't. There's no other reason for it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, here's the real travesty of everything. USC stayed at 6. You have a 1-loss team that's probably going to win their conference championship, and you're putting them behind a 2-loss team. That's wild. It's egregious. The committee needs to focus on conference championships have to matter, and the committee is continuously showing conference championships do not matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're also showing SEC bias because 2-loss teams should never get in over a 1-loss team. I don't care what conference it is. And they've set the precedent for it by putting Cincinnati in last year. They set the precedent before that by putting Ohio State in over Penn State the year they won the Big Ten and beat Ohio State head to head. It's how it goes. And if LSU somehow beats Georgia, it makes it into the top 4 because TCU chokes. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Well, they're going to make it in because Michigan's going to lose, and Michigan won't have a conference championship game. So
Well, yeah,
they'll-
Michigan will lose, and then
the thing
they'll
is,
get in.
the thing
Yeah,
is,
but that's going to
Georgia.
help Michigan
but the thing
because
is,
they don't have another
USC's
chance
gonna
of losing.
USC's going to have to play 2 ranked games, one against Notre Dame this week, and then in that conference championship, it's going to be against mind you, it's going to be a lower ranked team. It's going to be Oregon, but but they're still going to play another ranked team, so they're going to have to play against 2 ranked teams to get through. And what LSU only has to play I get Georgia's number 1, but they gotta skirt by this week and right into the championship with 2 losses. So
It's just I feel like USC drops a game. This defense is too bad. They're giving up 40 points a game.
yeah,
It's terrible. At some point, they're going to slip up. If they somehow make it through these next 2 games, it's going to be like every Lincoln Riley team that ever makes the playoff. They're going to score 45 points and still lose in the playoff.
'cause
Yep.
they gave up 45 on the other side. Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
prioritize defense at all. He takes
It's
baby
all
steps.
offense for him, and your defense is not going to get enough stops against Ohio State or Georgia for it to matter.
no,
So-
definitely.
I don't want to see USC in. It's going to be ugly. We know what the Lincoln Riley effect is in the playoff. It's a fun game to watch because it's
All
they
offense.
lose 49-45, but you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
when they lost to Georgia, right? A few years
Yeah,
ago. in
And
the Rose
Georgia
Bowl.
could only run the ball. Like, yeah, they had Nick
Yeah.
Chubb and Sony Michelle, but both of them had like damn near 200 yards in that game.
It was a really high scoring game.
Didn't it come down to like a missed field goal or something like that? Like it was like the end.
Something like that. It was like, wasn't it like 56, like 55? around there.
Somewhere around there, yeah, because Baker went absolutely crazy in that game.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I know.
miss-
But yeah, I think like at the very end of the game, like he like dinged it off the field goal or something like that, and they lost the game.
Ooh, just beating the Cody Parkey challenge.
Oh,
Everyone's doing it this year.
double doink season.
Damn right.
Yeah, this is really, I feel like it's like a 5-team race. Now there really is more teams in the rankings that could make the playoff. Like really, Clemson still has an outside shot if there's enough chaos that happens to make it in. But all of that's null and void when they lose to South Carolina this week. Their conference championship doesn't matter because they're going to play a North Carolina team that is, they gave up 75 points to App State at the start of the season. They just lost to Georgia Tech. They have no defense.
Yeah, no. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough for like some of these teams to get in, and it's tough. You're going to see some of these. Now, do you think Bama still has a shot, even though they're not having an?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I just know how much the team, the committee loves Bama, and if they think they're going to slide them in somewhere if we see a couple losses from some of these teams.
The only way Bama has even a remote shot is another Clemson loss, USC loss, TCU loses the next 2
Back-to-back.
weeks.
Yeah, but
like-
isn't that what you're predicting? You're predicting a
No,
loss
because I'm
for
not
USC.
predicting TCU to drop multiple
yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Like you need a lot of chaos to happen, and then on top of that, you're going to have to hope that LSU doesn't beat Georgia, that the Big Ten West doesn't somehow beat Michigan or Ohio State. Alabama needs so much chaos to happen. It's not feasible.
Yeah, facts.
Stranger things have happened though in college football.
Stranger things have happened, but with the way Alabama has played this year, I can't see the committee justifying putting them in as the first 2-loss team to make it in.
If they were going to give it to any school, they'd give it to Alabama first.
That's probably true, but this Alabama team does not deserve it. They're not it this year. If they make the playoff, they're out first round.
Oh yeah,
Facts.
no, definitely. They have no shot of winning it this year. They don't have the team for it.
No, and I mean they could struggle against Auburn this week. I mean they've struggled against every single good team or even decent team they've played this year. Squeaked out a win against Texas, barely beat Texas A&M. They're not even a good team. Lost to Tennessee, lost to LSU, barely beat Ole Miss. This is not an Alabama team that is what you expect to see out of Alabama and Nick Saban.
No, it's not. It's like that 2019 team all over again, where they took 2 losses, didn't make playoffs, and they couldn't keep it together. Especially this year, they're not disciplined. I watched both the games they lost. They had an egregious amount of penalties on the offense: false start, holding, offense pass interference, illegal man downfield. It's just they shot themselves in the foot every game they played.
Yeah.
The
And also
offensive line
teams-
isn't usually what Alabama comes to play with this year.
Well, teams have also figured out how to get pressure on Bryce Young. You bring all of your pressure up the middle of that line. You don't put a lot of pressure on their tackles. You force Bryce Young to have to move to be able to throw the ball because he's a smaller quarterback. And then you send an athletic linebacker after him. I mean, that's all LSU did the whole game. They put Bryce Perkins on a spy, brought, a 3-man rush who went after the guards in that center and just tried to push them back into Bryce Young. Bryce Young had to run, and Bryce Perkins was there to meet him outside the pocket.
Yeah, they're predictable this year.
And their wide receivers are not good. Not like they have been the past couple of years.
Yeah, especially when they have Devonta Smith just leaving them and company like that.
I mean, even
Jared
Jamison
Judy.
Williams.
Yeah, Jameson Williams. Yeah.
John Mechie,
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs, Jerry Judy. You could name every Alabama receiver for the past 4 years. This year, couldn't tell you one receiver on their team.
Yeah, I know Jameer Gibbs, and that's about it. And
And
Bryce
that's
Young.
a
He's a
running back
Like-
who has been on Alabama for only this season.
Yeah.
They transferred in from Georgia Tech.
Well, he went crazy this year, so good for the kid.
He did go crazy, but I mean, what's your guys' predictions? Who do you see? How do you see the next 2 weeks playing out? Who do you see in the playoff, 1 through 4?
I mean, I still got Georgia at 1, probably Ohio State at 2. I think TCU slides into 3, and in that number 4 slot, I think we're gonna see probably LSU slide into that number 4.
Okay, yeah, I got Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, TCU 3, and I think Michigan keeps it at 4.
I'm gonna go with Georgia at 1, Ohio State at 2, TCU at 3, and I think USC is gonna take that 4 slot.
Jesse?
Okay. I like a little bit of chaos, so I don't see Georgia losing this week. I don't see Georgia losing in the conference championship game. They're gonna beat LSU. They're gonna beat them bad. So Georgia 1. I'm gonna take Michigan 2 because I think Michigan's gonna beat Ohio State this week. And I think they're gonna go to the Big Ten championship and they're gonna smack whoever in the Big Ten West is there. So I got them at 2. I want to see TCU succeed. They're not good every year. And it's always nice to have someone that's not an SEC or Big Ten school make it, even if they're going to get blown out. So TCU 3, and then I want just smidge of chaos. I want to see Clemson make it in there, just so I can watch them die. So we're going to take USC and LSU just getting swept the next 2 weeks back to back.
How is it feasible that Clemson jumps Ohio State?
Because you guys suck.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Because you're
I
going to
just
lose
wanted to
this
get it out
week.
there.
Yeah.
At least your argument is sound.
No, it's not sound. No.
I mean,
It could. How it's going to work, and this is sound logic. This is facts. Clemson is like one of the babies of the CFP. You love your babies, so you're going to put them in over Ohio State because it's Clemson.
We were the first winning child.
Yeah, but
no one cares about the oldest.
Yeah, exactly. So
the youngest is usually the favorite. So I just see it realistically.
So Georgia's the favorite.
Maybe they've won once.
Yeah, and it's the most recent one, so they're the youngest in this analogy.
No, it's not in this analogy. Okay, quit shitting on my analogy. I'm just really like in my eyes, Ohio State should make it in over Clemson, but they won't because it's the college football playoffs and fuck the Big Ten. No one likes us. So that's my top 4 there.
Okay. All right. Well, some of the other big games this week. I mean, obviously it's rivalry week. We already talked about Ohio State, Michigan. What about Alabama, Auburn? What do you guys think?
I always love this game every year. I absolutely love this game. This game is always a fun one to watch every year.
I don't. Years past, I might have been like, I can't wait to watch the Iron Bowl, but Auburn is just terrible. I mean, like, yeah, usually Auburn's bad, and sometimes they upset Alabama because it's a rivalry game, and they play to their biggest potential just because they want to beat Alabama. It's always an achievement, but they're just not it this year. Head coach getting fired mid-season. They can't seem to keep one starting quarterback. They're always flip-flopping. Their system's not set. Their defense is Swiss cheese.
Yeah,
I want it to be a good game, but it probably won't be.
I agree with that. I think Alabama's going to win this one, 14
By a
17
lot.
points. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like this
Yeah.
this is still a very important game for Bama because this keeps them in that 10-win range. If they lose this game, this will be like one of their first times not being a 10-win team in a very long time.
Yeah.
So this is very important for them to make sure that they don't just slack off, like they actually, come out to play and not just think, well, our season's over, we don't have a chance, we don't really have to play our best, and potentially drop a game to Auburn.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so the 2 other really big rivalry week games, Texas is playing at home against Baylor, and Kansas State is playing against Kansas. If Kansas State loses to Kansas and Texas wins, they're in the Big 12 championship.
That's wild. That's wild to think about.
Which
So
I think
can Kansas pull off the upset, and can Baylor stun Texas?
I think Baylor can stun Texas, but I do not think that they can pull off the upset.
Okay. So Kansas can't pull off the upset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kansas
I don't-
isn't doing it.
Yeah, I don't think Kansas can pull off
Baylor.
the upset. I think Baylor is going to be able to stun Texas, though.
Quinn Ewers is still playing like a true freshman. He's making tons of mistakes, especially in that Oklahoma State game. Yeah, I know Oklahoma State had a good defense, but she's missing throws, overthrowing. I watched him throw 3 picks in like 2 minutes, maybe 2 picks in 2 minutes. It was bad. Baylor, I like Baylor. They played a good game last week, albeit they lost on a last-second field goal because the special teams was goated. Dude didn't even walk back. He just was like, all right, let's go. Let's kick this. Boom, good. All right, cool. Going to bed.
Yeah.
No, just Baylor wins. Kansas doesn't. And, I mean, if they did get the upset, it'd be kind of crazy to see a 7-win team go to their conference championship.
Now,
Yeah.
which team do you guys think is more important, though? The more important for the TCU they'll want to see in the conference championship.
Well, both those teams they've already beat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Beating a team twice is always hard. So you're already going to get to see something there. But this Kansas State team could be dangerous because you got to think Adrian Martinez left that game early
Yeah, you're
that
right,
first
you're right.
time, and it was a close game. So
Yeah.
if Adrian Martinez plays, Kansas State is healthier now. Can they stun TCU? Where we saw a healthy Texas team versus a relatively healthy TCU team. We know how that went.
So you want to see Kansas State versus TCU in the Big 12?
I think that shows more for TCU that, hey, yeah, we beat a team when they were injured, but we also beat them when they were healthy.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think they want to see either of those teams. They definitely want to either see Texas or I'm blanking. Shit.
Well, the 2 choices are probably gonna be Texas or Kansas State against TCU because that's where the rankings
I mean, the
are.
next closest team is Oklahoma State, but they're 4-4 in the conference, so they're done. This is really a race because Texas beat Kansas State,
So
but they have 3 losses in conference. So Texas has to win and Kansas State has to lose, and then Texas wins the tiebreaker.
They definitely want to see Texas out of all those teams. They beat, like you said, they beat them soundly, and the other they played close games, especially Baylor playing them twice in 3 weeks. That's rough, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, Baylor doesn't have a chance to play them, but Texas
You
played
can just cut that.
Texas played TCU a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. So it's it is a recent game. They'll play Texas twice in 4 weeks. So that's always a little bit tougher where you played Kansas State at the start of the year. So the other conference chaos that could happen, Oregon plays Oregon State this week. If they win, they're into the Pac-12 championship, but they're at Oregon State. On the flip side of that, Washington and Michael Penix has a chance to make the Pac-12 championship if they beat Washington State. Now, they're playing Washington State. They're playing at Washington State. So both of these teams are on the road. Who wins their on-the-road rivalry matchup, in-state rivals, to go to the conference championship?
I still really like this Oregon team. I think that they probably have the best shot of actually making it. I know this Oregon team's probably gonna be a tough matchup for them. But I like the way Bo Nix has played this season. And it's gonna suck to not see Michael Penix Jr. make the conference championship, but Bo Nix has just been playing better with the Oregon Ducks, and I think the Oregon Ducks are gonna keep on winning.
But Michael Penix beat Bo Nix.
This is true.
That is in fact true.
So I mean,
I
don't know.
But I don't see Oregon dropping to Oregon State. And so that's why
Oregon State is 8-3, so we're not talking about a bad team.
Oh,
they're 8-3. Now their losses are to USC by 3, Utah by a lot, and Washington by 3.
Yeah, they're a solid team, but
so they're playing close games. They could give Oregon a run for their money here.
I didn't say it was going to be like an easy game. I think it's going to be trouble for them, but I definitely think that Oregon's still going to win. So it's going to suck for Washington and Michael Penix, but
I think I'm with you, Dan. I think both teams win. Both teams move to 10-2, but unfortunately, Washington's 2 losses are in conference. They missed the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
You having fun over there, Jesse?
Oh, I'm having a great time, man.
We're gonna zoom in on Jesse while he's having his own little rave party.
Oh, hold on. Let me put
Nice.
some rave music in my Spotify.
Oh my god.
I hate white people.
The only
I
other
hate white
game
people too.
they can throw a mix into the playoff, and this is a big game. USC is at home against Notre Dame this week.
USC gets the dub. Next question.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all know
I like
how
this
the
USC
stats
team.
work. USC is going down. Mr.
Yeah.
Busy said next question.
Why-
Down
I
goes
like this
USC.
USC team go. Man, I like them.
Every time Bruce makes a pick and he says the team name, next question, they lose. It is 100% accurate so
Are you
far
sure?
this season.
Yeah.
100% accurate so far this season.
This is just for college, right?
No,
NFL.
the NFL. When
I got
Bruce
the
makes his
statistics. I got the
egregious
stats
pick,
to back up my bad picks. Let's go.
Okay.
he has not won a single one of his egregious picks.
At the very
Notre
end,
Dame,
I got
Notre Dame by
this.
37.
No, I got this. I got this, guys. Every time I bet on a team to win, they lose. So I'm gonna bet on Notre Dame now. Yeah, let's see which one goes through then.
who's got the worst juju against them?
Bro, I've got you, Jesse. I've got you beat. Next question. It's over.
I don't know,
Okay.
man.
Oh, he doubled down. He doubled down.
I'm putting 20 on Notre Dame.
I hope you make a ton of money here, Jesse.
I hope I do too.
Jesse bets life savings on Notre Dame to win.
Oh god, that would be a lot of money.
That'd be so funny.
I don't like my job, so I would never do that.
Fantastic. This has been the Boys and Ball podcast. If you like the episode, hit the subscribe button, leave a like. Bow.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo,
yeah.
no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing